Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy. So where we are going to discuss the important topics from the Hindu and the Indian Express. So today as part of this series, let us discuss the topics from 22nd June, that is on Sunday, and 23rd June 2025, where we are going to discuss about the first is the SpadeX mission of ISRO. The second is the Operation Midnight Hammer. The third is the Strait of Hormuz. And fourth, Subarnarekha River. And finally, the Thailand country mapping. So starting with our first topic, that is SpadeX mission. That means Space Docking Experiment Mission. Space Docking Experiment Mission of ISRO. So in the month of December 2024, ISRO launched the first SpadeX mission, thereby becoming the fourth country in the world became successful. And based on this success, now ISRO is thinking to start another mission, that is SpadeX 2 mission. So we'll see what is this SpadeX mission and what is this space docking experiment. So SpadeX means the space docking experiment. And what is the objective? To demonstrate the rendezvous docking and undocking technologies using two spacecrafts, that is SpadeX A is the chaser and SpadeX B is the target. And this experiment was launched by PSLV 60 vehicle, which consisting of 220 kg satellites and placed in a 475-kilometer circular orbit. The two orbits, the SpadeX A chaser and the SpadeX D targets, were launched through this vehicle, PSLV 60 vehicle, and placed in the 475-kilometer circular orbit. This will be operational for 2 years, and this will focus on the electrical power transfer and the in-space robotics. And due to this docking experiment, this precise maneuvers reduce the distance from 20 kilometer to 30 meter, which enables docking, post-docking, and the power transfers and the sustained operations due to this docking. And with this docking, the SpadeX mission, ISRO and India became the fourth country in the world to achieve this feat of space docking. What are the other three countries which have the space docking facilities? That is the United States, Russia, and the China. And what is the significance of this SpadeX or the docking of these two spacecrafts? That is, this is essential for heavy payload missions such as the Bharatiya Antariksh Station or the Chandrayaan 4 and other Indian space stations also. So this is okay. This is with respect to the SpadeX. Now, what is docking? Here, SpadeX means space docking, right? But what is this docking mean? The docking means nothing but the connecting or joining two satellites in the space in the same orbit. There will be, this is the orbit, and here we will send one spacecraft and here also one spacecraft, and we have to join these two satellites or the two spacecrafts. That is called docking. See, this involves two fast moving spacecraft being synchronized to the same orbit. They have to be synchronized to the same orbit, getting closer manually, whether it is done by the manual mode or it is done by the automatic mode, autonomously, and then connecting together. These two should be connected. This is known as this orbital docking, and this docking can be temporary or semi-permanent. So what is the significance? What is the purpose of this docking? This process will enable the unified operation. See, two satellites are connected means it is unified operation, so that they can be used for refueling, repair, and the crew exchange purposes also. For every future ISRO missions of Chandrayaan 4 or the Antariksh station or even itself the Gaganyaan mission, we have to launch heavy vehicles, right? So that if we can if we are successful in launching or becoming this docking, if we are successful in attaining this docking facility, we can easily refuel those vehicles, repair and the crew extend, and it will be useful for the future heavy loaded experiments. And this first docking was conducted in the year 1966 by the Gemini 8 spacecraft commanded by the Neil Armstrong. This was docked with the Agena target vehicle. Gemini 8 was targeted with the Agena target vehicle. So, yes, ISRO has conducted SpaceX mission. That is SpaceX 1, right? But what is the purpose of this SpaceX 2 here? Why ISRO is thinking to conduct another experiment? We have become successful in attaining this SpaceX space docking experiment, right? But why now another SpaceX mission? See, this SpaceX, this orbital locking, this docking was conducted in the circular orbit. Now, ISRO is planning to dock the satellites in the elliptical orbit. See, docking the satellites in the circular orbit is very much easier compared to this elliptical orbit docking. This is because the trajectory and the velocity of the satellites remain constant in this circular orbit, whereas they keep changing in this elliptical orbit. So that's why ISRO is planning to conduct this space docking experiment in elliptical orbit. Also, ISRO wants to know what happens if we conduct the space docking experiment in this elliptical orbit where the velocity and the trajectory keeps changing. So this is about the SpaceX mission of ISRO. Now moving to our second topic, that is the Operation Midnight Hammer. So we discussed about the Operation Rising Lion of Israel, right? And the next one is the Operation True Promise 3 of Iran as a retaliatory measure. Now enter the third party, that is the US. US also enters war by bombing Iranian 3 nuclear sites under this Operation Midnight Hammer. We'll see what are those 3 nuclear sites and what are the weapons used for this Midnight Hammer. So the under Operation Midnight Hammer, US targeted 3 nuclear sites. Those are Natanz. The second one is the Fordo. The third one is the Isfahan. And this Natanz is located 220 kilometers southeast of Tehran. And this Natanz is the Iran's largest uranium enrichment center, and this was already recently damaged by the Israeli strikes of Operation Rising Lion. And in this Natanz, we have the enriched uranium up to 60% purity. Before this, Israel has strike this Natanz facility has the enriched uranium up to 60% of purity. And this Natanz is partly underground on the central plateau. Partly underground. And this Natanz also houses centrifuge caskets for the faster enrichment also. So this is about the Natanz, which is the largest uranium enrichment center of Iran. And this next comes the Fordo. This is situated 100 kilometers southeast of the Tehran under a mountain. This is situated under a mountain, that deep into the mountain. And it is located nearly 90 meters underground. It's located nearly 90 meters underground. And it is protected by the anti-craft facility systems also. Anti-craft facility systems. And this Fordo is smaller than the Natanz, but it is more fortified. It is more protected with the anti-craft facilities. And this built secretly in the year 2007. This Fordo was built secretly in the year 2007, but was disclosed to the world in the year 2009. And this Fordo can be hit only by the bunker buster bombs only, where the US used the MOP weapons. Now coming to the third target, that is Isfahan. This is located 350 kilometers southeast of Tehran, 350 kilometer. And this Isfahan is the near bomb grade nuclear fuel thought to be stored here. And in this Isfahan nuclear sites only, three Chinese nuclear reactors are stored. Three Chinese nuclear reactors are stored in this Isfahan only. And it contains the key nuclear research labs, and this Isfahan also employs thousands of nuclear scientists. So these are the details of these three Iranian nuclear sites hit by the US Operation Midnight Hammer. Under this Operation Midnight Hammer, America used three important weapons. That is the more than 2 dozen Tomahawk missiles. One is this Tomahawk missiles, and another is this one. You can see here 14 GBU 57 MOP. That is massive. MOP means massive ordnance penetrator. Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or the MOP, bunker buster bombs. These are used in the Fordo. And the next one, you can see these are the MOP bunker buster bombs. And these bombs were housed in this B-2 Spirit stealth bomber aircraft. And this was the first time. This was the first time that the United States had used this gigantic 30,000 pound 30,000 pound bomb, which is called this GBU 57 massive ordnance penetrator. And all these bunker busters were dropped by the aircraft that flew all away from the US on Fordo. This bomb was used on the Fordo. And this bomb is specially designed to destroy the deeply buried facilities and hardened bunkers and the tunnels. We have discussed in the previous slide, that is Fordo is 90-meter underground facility, right? So this MOP bunker busters are designed to exclusively damage these underground facilities. These bombs can be delivered only by this one, that is the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber aircraft of the US Air Force. And this mob is about 20.5 feet in length and 31.5 inches in diameter and weighs about 13,000 kilograms. And this MOP can burrow up to 60 meters under the surface before exploding. And this GBU 57 MOP was used in the further because of its underground nature. So these are about the weapons used in the Operation Midnight Hammer. Now moving to the third topic, that is Strait of Hormuz. So why we are discussing this? Following this US airstrike on the Iran under this Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran Parliament approved a proposal to close this Strait of Hormuz. So this Strait of Hormuz is a maritime passageway and it is a crucial choke point for the world's oil supply. And this Strait of Hormuz, a channel of less than 100 kilometers in width, separates the Iran from the Arabian Peninsula. And it also connects this Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. And see here it is the Strait of Hormuz. This separates the Iran from the Arabian Peninsula. And what is the significance of this Strait of Hormuz? It is a key passageway for oil and natural gas from the littoral nations like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, UAE, and Qatar. And this Strait of Hormuz is the key passageway for the supply of oil and natural gas. And around a quarter of the world's total oil supply passes through this Strait of Hormuz only. And on an average, the strait witnessed an oil flow of about 20 million barrels per day in 2024. So what happens now if the strait is blocked? This oil and natural gas from these littoral states will be blocked there only. So these are not able to trade their oil. These countries will not be able to trade their oil. So that what happens? The benchmark price of this Brent crude oil prices will rise up. because of shortage of oil in the world. So that there will arise a global energy crisis. Global energy crisis, and so that it will also lead to the inflation. And it will also affect the economy of this, not only these littoral states, but also the other countries depending on this oil and natural gas from these countries. So is this the first time Iran has threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz? No, there are other previous incidents also. That is, during the Iran-Iraq war, that is from the 1980 to 1988. Sorry, it is 1988. 1988, tankers and the cargo ships in the Gulf region were attacked by both the countries, that is the Iran and the Iraq. And then, which led to the US intervention, thereby the threat has stopped. The blockage of the Strait of Hormuz has stopped. And in the year next one occurred in the year 2011 to 12, when the Western oil and the banking sanctions were approached or were sanctioned on this Iran. Iran threatened to close this Strait of Hormuz in the year 2011 to 2012 also. And after the US withdrawal from the nuclear deal of Iran, in the year 2019, the Iran captured Stena Imperio. Stena Imperio, which is an oil tanker sailing under the British flag, to retaliate for the British capture of its vessel. So then also in the 2019, also after the US withdrawal from the nuclear deal, Iran threatened to block this Strait of Hormuz. So this year's Strait of Hormuz and all the West Asian nations and the Middle East are very, very important for the exam. Now moving to our fourth topic, that is Subarna Rekha River. Why we are discussing this? There was a flash floods on the Subarna Rekha River, and due to this flash floods, over 50,000 people were affected in the Odisha's Balasore district. So this Subarna Rekha, Subarna means gold, and the Rekha means line. So this is also known as the golden line, or the first gold miner found the gold from this near to this Subarna Rekha river. So that's why this is also known as the streak of gold. Subarna Rekha means streak of gold also. This river originates near the Piska village, that is the closer to this gold mine and closer to Ranchi, Jharkhand state. Its drainage basin include the Jharkhand, Odisha and the West Bengal states, and it flows into the Bay of Bengal. Its principal tributaries are, some of the principal tributaries are Kanchi, Kharkari and the Kharkai. And there is also Hundru Falls on this, situated on this Subarnarekha river. And coming to the significance, the Subarnarekha waterway was declared as the National Waterway 96. Now moving to a final topic, that is Thailand. So why we are discussing about Thailand? See, there are protests going on in Thailand for to dissolve the parliament or to resign the PM of this Shinawatra of this Thailand, because the protesters are arguing that the Prime Minister has compromised the Thailand's interest during the Cambodian border conflicts. But the Prime Minister is saying that no, I'm not going to step down or not going to dissolve the parliament. I will be in the seat only. So this is going to a situation for the prolonged political crisis in the country. So we'll see the mapping of this Thailand. This Thailand is the country located in the Southeast Asia, and its borders include Cambodia, here it's Laos, Myanmar, also this Malaysia. And its capital is Bangkok. And this Thailand is drained by the two rivers, that is Chao Phraya in this west and Mekong River in the east. And Thailand is the second largest economy in the Southeast Asia, and it is recognized as the industrialized economy. And it is also the founding member of the ASEAN Cooperation. That's all for today. Thank you.